You trusted it. You used it every day. Maybe it reminded you of home. Maybe it made your tea taste just right or your stew feel nostalgic. But what if I told you that one of the most common herbs sitting quietly in your kitchen is silently sabotaging your kidneys? You're not alone. Most seniors don't even realize the slow damage happening inside them. No warning signs, no pain, just a creeping decay until it's too late. This is not fear-mongering. This is a wake-up call. You deserve to know the truth. You need to know what's killing your kidneys from the inside, spoonful by spoonful. Let's talk about parsley. Part 1. It's just parsley. And that's exactly why it's so dangerous. How many times have you sprinkled parsley onto your meal without a second thought? Maybe into your soup, over roasted potatoes, or even into your tea for that cleansing effect. It's common, it's green, it's fresh, and it seems innocent. But that's exactly what makes it so dangerous, because the most dangerous threats don't look dangerous at all. They blend in, they feel familiar, they wear the mask of tradition, health, or natural. Let's be brutally honest. The human body changes with age. What your kidneys tolerated at 40, they might struggle with at 70. Your filtration slows down. Your system becomes more fragile. And parsley, seemingly harmless, becomes a ticking time bomb. Parsley contains compounds called oxalates. These naturally occurring substances bind with calcium in your body and can form kidney stones. In small amounts and with young, strong kidneys, the body can often flush these out. But as you age, and especially if you're not drinking enough water, these oxalates can accumulate, slowly crystallizing inside your kidneys. It doesn't happen overnight. It's not like falling off a bike. It's more like a silent storm building behind the scenes. And the tragedy? You won't feel it until the damage is done. You might blame your tiredness on age. You'll think your back pain is just stiffness. But deep inside, your kidneys are crying out for help. You're not alone in underestimating parsley. Countless seniors have used parsley tea daily, believing it helps with bloating or blood pressure. And then they end up in clinics, shocked by kidney function reports showing decline they never imagined. One herb, daily use. Long-term exposure. That's the formula for invisible destruction. Doctors rarely warn you about this, not because they don't care, but because parsley isn't classified as a drug. It's not regulated, it's just a herb. And that illusion is killing people. The most dangerous lie you can believe is this: if it's natural, it can't hurt me. It can, it does, it is. And it's time to see parsley not as a garnish, but as a possible health threat that demands your attention. Part 2. But I feel fine is the biggest lie you can tell yourself. You wake up, move a little slower than before. Your back aches. You feel more tired after lunch than you used to. You chalk it up to aging. I'm just getting old, you tell yourself. Everyone feels like this. But what if that assumption is the very thing killing you? One of the most dangerous sentences any senior can say is, "But I feel fine." Because when it comes to kidney damage, you won't feel anything until it's too late. That's not an opinion. That's a biological fact. The kidneys are quiet workers, filtering toxins, balancing fluids, managing blood pressure, all without making a sound. They don't hurt when they fail. They don't scream for help. They simply fade. John, a retired electrician from Iowa, drank parsley tea every morning, thought it was keeping him young. By the time he had routine blood work at 67, both kidneys were damaged. No warning, no signs, just numbers. Numbers that told him the clock was ticking. "I thought I was doing everything right," he said. He wasn't. He was slowly poisoning himself. And here's the part no one likes to talk about. When your kidneys weaken, your independence dies first. You become tired, dizzy, your skin changes, you're told to limit water, you begin dialysis, and soon your calendar is filled with appointments, not dinners with grandchildren, not walks with your spouse, just sterile rooms, needles, and machines. You stop living and start being managed. And the people around you, they suffer too. Your son starts driving you to the hospital 3 times a week. Your daughter rearranges her work schedule. They love you, yes, but slowly, quietly, your life becomes their burden. All because you said, "I feel fine." Feeling fine is not proof of health. It's often just a temporary illusion, especially when the damage is slow, silent, and invisible, like with oxalate overload from parsley. Don't wait for symptoms. Don't assume time is on your side. Don't believe silence means safety, because by the time you feel the pain, it's already too late. Part 3. I'm just trying to be healthy. And that could be the problem. You want to do the right thing. You drink herbal teas instead of soda. You add greens to your plate. You read about natural remedies and try to avoid too many pills. That makes you responsible, right? Smart? Yes. Your intentions are good. But good intentions don't protect you from bad consequences. In fact, the health habits that feel safest, the ones passed down from your parents or popular in wellness articles, could be accelerating your decline. Parsley is one of the most misunderstood healthy herbs among seniors. It's praised as a natural diuretic, often recommended for bloating, water retention, or even high blood pressure. But here's the part no one tells you. When you force your kidneys to expel more fluid every day, when you overuse diuretics, even natural ones, you place enormous stress on a system that's already aging. Think about your kidneys like old plumbing. The pipes still work, but they're slower, weaker, more fragile. Now imagine cranking up the water pressure, again and again, every morning, with every cleansing cup of parsley tea. Sooner or later, something bursts, and the oxalates in parsley, they don't leave easily. They bind, they settle, they accumulate. If your hydration is off, even slightly, those oxalates form sharp crystals inside your kidneys. The result? Stones, damage, inflammation, silent injury that grows month after month. And here's what makes it even worse. Many seniors who rely on parsley for detox also take medications for blood pressure, diabetes, or cholesterol, medications that are already processed through the kidneys. That means every time you drink parsley tea, you're doubling the burden. You're stacking stress on top of stress, and you're doing it in the name of health. It's a tragic irony. In trying to stay well, you may be making yourself sicker. You have to stop thinking that natural equals safe. Nature can heal, yes, but it can also destroy. The truth is, if you're over 60, healthy habits need to be reviewed, not repeated blindly. Because the body you have now is not the body you had then. And if you don't respect that, you may lose the chance to protect it at all. Now that you understand the threat, you might feel overwhelmed, afraid, angry, maybe even betrayed by habits you thought were helping you. That's a normal reaction, but fear only becomes useful when it's turned into action. And the good news is, you still have time. Time to change course, time to protect your kidneys, time to take back control. Here's what you need to start doing immediately. 1. Limit your intake of parsley, especially as tea. A small sprinkle on your meal? Probably fine. But parsley tea? Daily use? Dangerous. You don't need to banish parsley forever. you need to treat it with the same caution you'd treat medication. Herbs have powerful effects. Respect them. 2. Hydration is no longer optional. It's survival. Your kidneys are filters. They need water to flush out waste. If you're drinking less than 6 to 8 glasses of water a day, oxalates will concentrate, becoming sharp crystals instead of harmless fluid. If your urine isn't clear or pale yellow, you're already at risk. 3. Ask for a kidney function test at your next checkup. It's simple, it's quick, it could save your life. GFR, glomerular filtration rate, and creatinine levels tell the truth. Long before symptoms do. Don't wait for pain. Request it even if your doctor doesn't suggest it. Be assertive. 4. Watch your entire oxalate load, not just parsley spinach. Beets, almonds, rhubarb. These foods also contain high levels of oxalates. Alone, they might not be dangerous, but combined and consumed daily, it's a chemical cocktail your kidneys weren't designed to handle in old age. 5. Talk to your doctor about your supplements and herbs. Don't assume silence means approval. Many seniors self-medicate with herbal teas, tinctures, powders, while also taking 5 to 10 pharmaceutical drugs. The combination can quietly erode kidney function like water erodes stone. Here's the bottom line. This is not about fear. This is about responsibility. You've made it this far in life. You've endured, learned, survived. Now it's time to make choices that protect that legacy, not destroy it in pursuit of wellness myths. The clock hasn't stopped, but it's ticking. So act today, because regret is heavier than any herb you'll ever carry. Part 5. The pain you might leave behind. It's tempting to think, if something happens to me, I'll handle it. But what if you can't? What if you lose control over your own body, and someone else has to take responsibility for it? Because when kidneys fail, life doesn't just become painful for you. It becomes exhausting for everyone around you. Imagine this. Your adult son, already juggling work, family, and his own stress, now drives you to dialysis 3 times a week. He watches you wince with every needle. He skips his daughter's school play because you had another emergency. Your daughter, who thought she'd finally have a quiet life after her kids moved out, now spends every evening organizing your pills, cleaning your sheets, and calming you down when the nausea won't stop. No one told her her 50s would look like this. No one warned her that your silence about your health would become her burden. And then comes the emotional toll. Not for you, but for them. They start resenting the time they lose. They feel guilty for wanting a break. They wonder why you never said anything when it was still preventable. All because you said nothing. All because you thought parsley tea was harmless. This is not just about your kidneys. It's about your dignity, your independence, your legacy. If you let this go too far, you will be remembered not for your strength, but for your suffering. And worst of all, for how that suffering affected those you love. There's a cruel twist here. Most seniors say, "I don't want to be a burden." But not taking action now is exactly how you become one. So ask yourself, will your children remember joyful memories or endless hospital visits? Will your grandchildren know your stories or only see you behind a curtain in a medical ward? Will your final years be about peace or about survival? You can't erase the past, but you can protect the future. And it starts with one choice: to stop ignoring the danger, because silence today could become someone else's heartbreak tomorrow. We all find comfort in routine. You make the same tea every morning. You cook with the same ingredients. You trust what's familiar, because it's always been there, because it never betrayed you before. But that's the illusion. The illusion that if something never hurt you in the past, it never will. The illusion that what's natural is always safe. And that illusion? It's what turns normal habits into silent killers. Parsley, a handful in your soup, a sprig in your tea, a detox that feels refreshing. But inside your aging body, the story is different. Your kidneys are not what they were at 40 or 50 or even last year. What used to be harmless is now a chemical load your body struggles to clear. And the most dangerous part? You're still being told it's healthy. Health blogs, articles, YouTube experts. They praise parsley for its vitamins, for its cleansing powers. But they forget to say this. The dose makes the poison. Every day, every cup. Every week you repeat the same healthy routine. You stack the risk higher. And you never question it because it's not a drug. It's not in a bottle with a warning label. But tell that to the seniors who now live hooked to a dialysis machine. Tell that to the woman who just wanted to cleanse her liver, but now can't travel more than 15 miles from a hospital. This isn't fear. This is the reality you won't hear in wellness videos. It's the reality of slow poisoning disguised as health, of good intentions turning into a medical crisis, of daily choices leading to lifelong consequences. And if you're waiting for someone to knock on your door and say, "Stop, that habit is harming you," that moment is here. This video is that knock. So let it be the last day you live by illusion, the last time you call something safe just because it's natural, the last moment you trust routine over reflection, because now you know the truth, and with truth comes responsibility. You have power, you still have time. But illusions, they don't care if you live or die. Your choices do. This video wasn't meant to scare you without reason. It's meant to wake you up, to save you from pain, to give you control. Because you're not just someone's parent or grandparent or patient. You're still a person with the power to choose what happens next. And today, you chose knowledge. Now choose action. Your kidneys and your future depend on it.